Anybody messes with me or what have you, then so be it. I'll share the notes. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I kind of recorded for you. Hey, you guys want to see something cool? Sorry, hang on. Welcome to Life with Me. I just got this cool text. Look at this. I can shows up on my. Oh, I can't see it very well. Hello. Hi, Mads.
Hi. Can you sign it to me?
I can take it and process it for you because
I have to give Miss Lecosti first.
Yeah, I'm the last one. Thanks, kiddo.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not showing up on my watch, but it's my next tattoo idea. I'll show you guys in class if you're interested. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. This is where we left off, right? This was the last assignment. Nobody's saying no. So
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything that you want me to do from this assignment? Anybody have any questions?
Can you explain the last three questions of that? I knew a lot of people were stuck on those.
21, 22, and 23?
Yeah, like how to do those.
Yeah, for sure. Page 143. Oh, okay. All right, let's have a look. All right. And we got time to do this. Today's relatively short lessons. Okay, so this is page 144, 21 to 23. Nor 21 says, what value or values of b, such that b is greater than 0, would allow for each of the following trinomials to be factored? Okay, so the first one is 5x squared plus bx minus 1. Okay, so it says b itself has to be positive, which makes things a little bit tricky with number 23, but we'll get to that. So this one's relatively easy because 5 only has factors of 5 and 1, and 1 only has the factors of 1 and 1. So we just have to figure out if it's going to be where the positive and where the negative is going to be. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. We don't know which is which. So if we try it out, I should have did these in a different color. I'll do the positives first. If it's positive, then 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times positive 1 is 5x. 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is 1. So it's 5x squared plus 6x plus 1. So if, I did that wrong. Sorry. I did that wrong because one of these has to be positive, one has to be negative. So let's do it this way. So 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. 1 times x is x. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. So this would equal 5x squared minus 4x minus 1. This one we can't do, right? Because it says that b has to be positive, b has to be greater than 0. So this doesn't work. So if we do negative and positive in that order, then 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times 1 is 5x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 1. Negative 1 times positive 1. Negative 1, so it's 5x squared plus 4x minus 1. Therefore, b equals 4. That was the easiest one. The other ones will be trickier, and we'll probably do them a little bit differently. One of the things that I kind of try and do when I'm kind of teaching you to problem solve is to try stuff. You don't get penalized if you try it and do it wrong. You get the same penalty as just not doing it all. So just kind of try stuff. So like what I did is I didn't even really think about this at all. I knew that 5 doesn't have many factors. 1 doesn't have many factors. So I'll just throw it in and go. I want you to kind of try stuff and you'll learn along the way. Is that okay so far for question 21? 22, I know will be different, as will 23. We okay so far? Yes, because no one's saying anything. So let's go to 22. Oh, is anybody still writing? What would you, shorthands? You got this? Is she even here? I don't know who's all here. Oh, it looks like everybody's here. Oh, actually, I don't see Ada in the list. So shorthands is not here. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. Oh, whatever. Anyways, no one's saying anything. You guys are so quiet. It's unnerving. Let's look at number 22. So this is going to be trickier. Faux show. The question is 4x squared plus bx plus 15. It's nice that they're both positive, so at least we're just dealing with positive numbers. Now remember, the way to factor, we do 4 times 15, so that's going to be 60. So we want factors of 60, the multiply to be 60, but add up to be b. So 60 is 1 times 60. 2 times 30, 3 times 20, 4 times, what is that? 4 times 15? Yeah. 4 times 15, 5 times 12, 6 times 10, 7 doesn't, 8 doesn't, 9 doesn't, 10 and 6. Okay, so these are all the different factors, which means B could equal 61, 32, 23, 60, 60, 19, I multiplied there, 17, or 16. Does that make sense? Like you have to be pretty comfortable with that kind of way of factoring when you multiply and then find which one is the difference. All of these are possible because we don't know what B is, and we're adding it up. So B equals either 61, 32, 23, 19, 17, 16. Does that make sense? The good news is that you will not get a question like this. And I know, I don't know if I'm encouraging laziness. I think it's cool to try and figure out weird questions and things like that. You will not, this is not kind of part of the curriculum. This is a little bit extra. It's just to challenge you a bit, which is good. It's good to get thinking this way, but you won't get a question like this. Any questions? No? Okay, want me to do 23? Or does that give you enough info? If one person wants me to do 23, one or more, I'll do it. But if nobody's saying nothing, anyone? Okay, okay. All right. We're just gonna go into the notes then. You guys are okay, right? Like, it's so quiet. All right, so this is today's notes. Take this down, pretty please. And talk about it. Oh, looks like it's all bold. Is that right? Yeah, that's weird. There we go. Anyone still writing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, cool, thank you. Just happy to hear a voice. I know someone's there. Anyone still writing?
Yep.
Okay, let me know when you're done, please.
I'm done.
Thank you. Anyone still writing? All right, so I was eating a donut and I just realized some of it got off my laptop. Pig. Okay, so difference of squares, x squared minus y squared. That's kind of difference of squares, but now the only difference is we're having numbers in front of them. It might look a bit weird, it might throw you a little bit, but everything's still done the same as it says here, provided that the numbers that we have in front of x squared and y squared, provided that they are perfect squares, we're off to the races. So let's do some examples. Screen full so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So numero uno on page 145. Number one says factor 25a squared, 25a squared minus 49b squared. So when you see something like this and you're thinking how to factor, it's two terms. There's a negative sign and the front number is squared. 25 is a square, a squared is a square. Same with the back, 49b squared. You know, we're in a difference of squares situation. It's quite straightforward, but sometimes people get thrown by it. The root of 25 is 5. The root of a squared is a. So it's 5a and 5a. They have to be the same. They have to. 49b squared, the root of that is 7b. Does it matter where the plus or negative goes? Here's a hint. No. You can put the plus first and the negative second, the negative first, the plus second. It doesn't matter. That's all there is to it. See some other examples where it looks weird and might throw you. Yeah. Bad news is, looks like today will be a relatively short lesson, my friends. Any questions? Number 2 says r to the 10 minus p to the 4. R to the 10 minus p to the 4. Like I said before, sometimes they'll look weird. You just have to look if they're squares. You might see the 10 and think, well, that's not a square. But remember, like x to the 7, for example, times x to the 3, you add those exponents. That equals x to the 10. So you could also say x to the 5 times x to the 5. That equals x to the 10. And that's what goes on over here. R to the 5, r to the 5, p to the what? Just got to half it. It's p to the 2. P squared times p squared is p to the 4. Plus minus, minus plus, however you want. as long as they're different. Can't be both plus, can't be both negative.
What do you do if there's a 1
Oh, well,
by itself?
question number 3 happens to have that. Is that okay if I answer it with question 3?
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody else questions on this one, number 2? Sounds like I was hearing something. No, everybody's good. I'm gonna run it over. So many club soda cans around here. Number 3 says, where to go? 1 minus 81 x squared. 1 minus 81 x squared. So there's your one. You're talking like this, right, Sadie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 1 is also a square. 1 is one of those numbers you divide by 1, you multiply by 1, anything to the power of 1, it doesn't change. 1 times 1 equals 1. So all it is just 1 and 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. 81 would be 9 and x. And that's it. There's chances are, let me just, yeah, there's like question number 20. Yeah, that's the very last question you have on the assignment is 1 minus 256 x to the 8. I was going to say you're going to see 1 and then something ridiculous. Like this could be x to the 8, y squared, z to the 12. As long as these exponents are even, you're good. So some of you will fly through this assignment. You'll be able to do the vast majority of these numbers in your head. 256, anybody know what that is off the top of their head? What the root of that is? I think it's 16. Yeah. Does that make sense, Sadie?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else? Any questions about it? Because that's all I got for you is, like I say, oh, go ahead.
The example says like it says 9x 1 plus 9x squared and 1 minus 9x squared. How come that's different?
Oh, okay. Because they screwed up. So here, the question says 1 minus 81x squared, and then it does this. Yeah, good. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Let's have a look at, because it looks like the typo was in their question, not their answer. Looks like they set it up that way for to kind of show you. So let's say it was 1 minus 81 x to the 4, because I think that's what it's supposed to be. Because when you factor this to difference of squares, you have 1 minus 9x squared. Does anybody here like Mr. N's, or does everybody think he smells funny? Oh, Mr. N's walked into my office. Anyways, so we go from here to here. Who was asking me the question? Was it Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay, does this make sense so far? Oops,
Yeah.
Sorry, plus minus. That makes sense so far?
Yeah.
So what the textbook wanted to do, if it wouldn't have screwed that part up, is it shows we can still factor this further. This is not a difference of squares. We still have the plus sign there, so that one's done. But this one becomes 1 minus 3x, 1 plus 3x, and then 1 plus 9x squared. So now it's fully factored.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the textbook screwed up. It should have. It's good that you guys are looking at the answers, because every once in a while, believe it or not, I will make a mistake. So it's good that you were looking, because then it shows you just there's extra steps every once in a while.
Can I have this?
Can you shut your mouth? Mr. Enns just stole furniture. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? No, we're good? All right, like I did in physics, I'll leave the Zoom channel open. Feel free to, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna leave it open, because I have to wait to the very end of it before I can post the class. So what I'm gonna do is provided there's no questions, I'm gonna end it, and then I'll open it up again, just in case anybody has questions, they wanna come back or what have you. It's just easier and quicker for me to kind of post the video. Any questions about anything else, you guys? Oh, do you want to see that tattoo idea? If you don't want to, I'll wait till someone says yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no. 2 people, nobody else can look. I don't know if you guys would remember Justine Prue at all. She used to be a student here. And then she got a red seal and barber, whatever it's called, cutting hair. And then she did piercings, and now she does tattoos. And she drew that one up for me.
That's cool. Where are you putting it?
It's going to be on the inside of my bicep, I think. It's from my mom.
Nice.
Yep, she was born in 41. And she liked cards and she liked to play pool. So that's what that is. All right. I guess I didn't need to record that part. Any other questions? Okay, you guys, we'll at the latest see you tomorrow, but feel free to come back to the Zoom meeting or post on Classroom if you got questions. We'll see you later.